Hi guys, welcome to your August 2021. This is going to be the What Aren't They Telling You Timeless Reading Week 3 month in for the beautiful sign of Scorpio. This is your main video. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you are new here with me, hello. If you are returning, welcome back. If you are subscribed to the tribe, and what's good, fam bams, hello to my members, my patrons, as well as my coffee club members. Let's get started. Scorpio, everything you need is below in the description box. A few housekeeping things really quickly before we get started. The vote is out. Please go and vote for your tomorrow's upload. You're going to see a lot of videos thrown at you over the next 3 days. Everything will be labeled the way that it's supposed to be. The way that I did my week 4/week 1 is because of 2 days of that 5-day week, or my weeks are 7 days. It just, whenever they go in like that, I would either go live to knock the other ones out, or I decided not to this time. I want to make sure that I really get these up, and it doesn't matter. It's still going to be, again, a video for your zodiac sign a week. So it doesn't take away anything. But that week 4 is /week 1. But in some places when you vote, you'll just see week 1. So don't freak out. It does include a little bit of the August energy that's being put over or being spilled over into September. We are in Virgo season, very, very close to your season, Scorpio. But you guys have asked for it, and here we are. I did respond to that young man in the comments. A couple of you guys are like, where my video? This is your video. Let's get started. So if you watched that bonus before you got here, there were some things that really stood out in the bonus. I do have your energy that we pulled over, your romantic intentions, as well as things that, as well as your clarifiers for your energy per se, Scorpio. But one of the things that was very clear, in addition to things that needed to be fixed, was that you guys are definitely going through a lot of changes. You are definitely the conduit, Scorpio collective, for changes, endings, and beginnings, and understanding how endings and beginnings work, regardless of whether you're happy about having that beautiful trait. You have it anyway. So with that being said, I know that something has come crashing down between you and your partner. A lot of cerebral type energy between you and this person. A lot of in your head. Again, that's the cerebral part. A lot of what do I do, but a lot of profound energy. And unfortunately, only you can understand the depths of your emotion. This is not the type of stuff that scares you away. It's almost as if the more complicated the better, as long as you have control over your emotions and the part that you play. The very first card that was in your energy carried over from your bonus is Happy Family. That happy family is being clarified by the Six of Pentacles. Something in your life has been out of balance far too long. It could be this relationship with this person. Either you've been over giving and depleting yourself, or blocking the energy of receiving. Where do you need to balance the scales, as well as new life that you're manifesting, Scorpio collective? And that is being clarified by the Emperor, and that makes complete sense. You're being guided to release any toxic resistance, energy of resistance and rigid control, and lead from a place of example. Your self-awareness and confidence will manifest positive outcomes along your journey. And so you're kind of in this new life, and you want a happy family. And I believe that for some of you guys, it is wanted with this person, no matter how you slice it and dice it. So let's go ahead and get into this energy. The first card in your person's energy right now, and what they're not telling you, is the Nine of Pentacles. A part of why this failed, Scorpio collective, is the fact that this person has never really had to have the discipline and the discipline to really take care of another person, or to think about another person. They've always been in control and kind of relying on their own stuff, which is definitely evidenced with this Seven of Swords. Sometimes the Seven of Swords definitely is, we're talking about relying on yourself and acting on your own accord. Absolutely. But a lot of the energy that we see from these two cards is an individual who has had to rely on themselves, has had to they want to be alone. This could describe you as well. A lot of you guys in the collective are loners yourself. You understand that. You're going to hear my chimes, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. You've had to rely on your own accord. You've had to take care of yourself a lot. You've had to do your own thing. You prefer your solitude. This person is a carbon copy of you in a lot of ways. And this person is saying, you know, I've had to do some things on my own. These two definitely clarify one another and enforce one another's energy. Relying on your own, acting on your own, showing my own self-control. You know, I've had to sacrifice and do some things on my own. So I know that because they've come to the table with this type of energy. Let me get some lights going on in here because the sun is starting to come up, and then I'm going to probably have to cut one off. But because they come to the party with this type of energy, of course it's going to be complicated. You know, you can relate to that when it's not being done to you. It could be that you felt like this person, and let's face it, this person could trigger you, Scorpio collective, because let's face it, if there's something that doesn't add up, you are the investigator of the zodiac. You're the person that's going to dig a little deep and be like, why is this person not doing this? A lot of the times we can accept it when we do it because we know ourselves, but when that energy comes toward us, it can freak us out. And it could be that a lot of this energy that they're trying to get out of has been because they're so used to taking care of themselves, and so are you. It could be that they have Scorpio in their chart, but I am feeling obviously that combination is air and earth. We could be talking about Virgo. They don't quite act like a Scorpio, but again, you don't necessarily have to be a Scorpio to appreciate a Nine of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords and how they run and support one another. If you've had to deal with yourself and rely on yourself for a long time, and go into that discipline and, you know, amass things on your own and, you know, kind of go the hard way, but your circumstances has forced you to kind of stay that path, then you know all too well how hard that is to allow somebody to come in and infiltrate that. The last thing you want is somebody to come in and deceive you and take every damn thing that you work for away. That is what has been a big issue here. Not that they think you're going to steal from them, Scorp Collective, but really letting you into their circumference. You have mastered this. And maybe the fact that you have received it from this person has been a very hard thing for you to accept, because when you do it, you understand again, but when it's being done to you, it's a different type of feeling, ain't it? Exactly. You could be dealing with fellow water as well. Before we get into the moon, again, I did call out earth in this card. Earth and air combination to me is mutable earth, which means Virgo. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're connected with a Virgo. So let's call out the general energy of both these cards, so we make sure that we say that for the record. Nine of Pentacles, earth energy, we're talking about Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Seven of Swords, we're talking about air energy. We're talking about Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. You pick the right combination for you. Next card we have is the moon. In combination with what I just explained and the moon, oh hell, this looks like a person really doesn't even want to be around. Like, it's like 1 minute you're up, the next minute you're down, you're back and forth, and you know, and unfortunately there's an energy that this person brings to the table. They do believe in illusions. They do you know, accept false pictures and deceive themselves a lot because they have unrealistic expectations. Misapprehending the truth. This is exactly what this person has done. So that means that there's been a lot of things that they have developed out of that energy that they have within them. They do their own thing, and because they isolate themselves so much, they, you know, misapprehend the truth. They really I love the little notes that I take. I love it. Sometimes I'm like, wow, it's interesting, but they can really operate from that standpoint where they're like, I'm open to the fantasy of things, but then when reality hits and it doesn't quite match that fantasy of mine, this got to be a lie, which it should be the opposite. You should be able to have a clear distinction between your fantasy and what is reality. But you do have some people that have created this life for themselves in their head. Again, knowing that this person operates in a Seven of Swords type of mentality because of the things that they have done, that doesn't surprise me. They could be the type of person, Scorpio, that the moment, again, reality doesn't match their fantasy, they run for the hills, when obviously it should be the other way around. Fantasy, well, actually, it shouldn't be the other way around. Fantasy is fantasy, reality is reality. And the only place that your fantasy should take place is in your head. You shouldn't penalize anyone else when reality doesn't match what you have envisioned. In a fantasy, keep in mind, if you envision the life of yourself, absolutely, you have every right to fight for that reality if that's your reality, but that truth doesn't translate with everybody, okay? So let's get off that dead horse. In the heart place, we do have the Hierophant. Obviously, this is more earth energy, bringing forth my notion that this is a possible earth sign that's doing this, that may be mixed with a little bit of air. If you've ever met one of those individuals, interesting combination, very interesting combination. And it's harder for those individuals to skew the lines too, because they mean well, but they just don't know how to not do what's natural for them. For example, if you meet like a Taurus with an Aquarius moon, any type of air moon is definitely going to be operating from a standpoint of this Seven of Swords. It's not necessarily that they're deceptive, but there's a lot of self-deception because it's hard to differentiate what they are married to in their brains sometimes, and they have this idea, and if that idea does not work or does not manifest the way that it is in their brain, they're never going to let go of it until they feel like it. And sometimes you'll be surprised. So it can be years, and it doesn't matter the age. It does not matter. And a lot of trauma too can push my beautiful air moons kind of in this Seven of Swords. So please keep in mind, if that's what you're dealing with, it's harder to fix things with an individual because their trauma has them discerning that way. Interesting enough, though, if you're dealing with this particular person, they're aware of some of the things that they have brought to this relationship, and that maybe their belief systems are a little off the chain, so to speak. But at the end of the day, what's interesting about this is that they are committed to making sure that whatever is wrong, they fix it, which is beautiful energy. You want a person to do that. You want that to happen, okay? This is also their higher self. They want to make sure that in the heart place, if they have been operating from a standpoint that has been a little less than, what they should be, that they want to fix it. So again, I've explained that Seven of Swords. I don't have to do it again. And then we do have the Four of Swords. So they're thinking, again, they're very cerebral. Scorpio, they are in their head. But the good thing about this particular Four of Swords is they're quietly preparing, and quietly they're gaining a better perspective. Again, they have that Hierophant that's there, that's bringing more of a reality into the present, and looking at things from a different perspective. They know that they are this way. They're able, or a little bit able, more able now, or more willing, maybe that's the word, to actually say, yes, I did this. I shouldn't have done this. I did this. And that wasn't necessarily conducive to our growth, or this or that. They're really figuring out how to incorporate you in and kind of look past their fear. And this is what they're thinking about right now. Of course, a Four of Swords is comfortable for this person. I do feel like there is definitely an energy here of, like I said, a airy type of emotions, maybe an air moon or an air Venus. It definitely feels like an emotional nature or a love nature, which if they are the same sign, then that's going to make this person definitely that way. If it is a Venus in Libra or a Venus in Taurus, then the Libra part is domicile. It's well aspected. It is, that's the ruler. If it's Taurus, I can see it a little bit, but this again feels definitely like an air moon combination here that you're connecting with, Scorps, or definitely a air love nature. So an airy Venus, and it doesn't necessarily have to be Libra. It could be Gemini or Aquarius if you have that there or in their moon. Okay, so what's beautiful about this is what enforces this even more is, again, that Seven of Swords, rest and recovery. I'm sorry, not the Seven of Swords. I thought I had never mind. So now I see. So a Four of Swords, with that Seven of Swords again, they don't necessarily support one another, but it does show what the person is comfortable with doing. Okay, so I can let you know right now that you also have a hangman, so they're resting. That's the next card. So these two cards together, that hangman or hangwoman, when we have these two together, they definitely support one another, which is beautiful. Okay, hangman energy again, air energy, and right now it's just like, resting. It's time to suspend my activity. It's time to stop doing anything and think. You see what she's doing. She's meditating. That's exactly what needs to happen, because there's a lot of energy here. And what's beautiful about this is, believe it or not, is being protected. You guys and this union is being protected to a certain extent right now. I'll get into that. In our last card, we are looking at the Five of Wands, I'm sorry. So this is obviously a lot of the energy that goes on in their head. Not to mention, this is some of the things that has caused this to come crashing down. And this is, you guys disagree. You disagree, but you're still drawn to one another at the same time. When again, another back to that Seven of Swords, it's reinforcing a lot of your energy right now. It is fighting. This is exactly what this is. You are not seeing eye to eye on some things, and that's the reason why that Seven of Swords is being clarified by fix it. You just don't know yet. So there's a lot of fighting here, a lot of one-upmanship, a lot of things that made this impossible. But that's about to change now. This person is realizing what they have done. But yes, it has been a lot of fighting. A lot of the times with the fighting, guys, it exists within this person. The fighting is within them. Okay. The fighting is within them. They have brought their uncertainty to the party, and now they're being guided to take a step back and not beat a dead horse. It could have just about drove you nuts, Scorpio. But one of the things that definitely came crashing down is that there was no higher road. When you approach a Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, or Venus, depending on how the rising, the Venus, and the moon is aspected and whatever their personality is, but especially a sun, when you come to them with that energy of that Five of Wands, that conflict, quarreling, and competition, along with that Seven of Swords, you're going to get a fight. They're not going to back down from that. Like, they may try, but you can't come to a Pluto ruled person in any of those houses. When they feel triggered, they're going to fight back. So it definitely looks like there has been some things between you guys, unfortunately, that has not been great. The first card clarifying the Nine of Pentacles is first kiss. Again, there was magic there. Whenever that took place, there was magic there. This person wants to kind of go back there. They think about going into a space that's comfortable for them, going into their Nine of Pentacles, you know, looking at all of the things that they have worked towards, and then they think about you and that kiss and that passion that you guys share. Yes, the moon is being clarified by relationship abuse or toxic relationship. We talked about this in that bonus as well. Yes, this person is coming to the table. You saw what clarified it in the bonus. I do feel like they're in an energy of wanting to fix things between you guys. More importantly, though, they're definitely coming forward saying, I know that that I have some toxic ways. I want to get rid of those. And a lot of those things, I'm not saying that your hands are completely clean, Scorp Collective, but what I am saying is this person triggers the F out of you. And you just don't have the type of personality, some of you guys, to have this much drama coming towards you, and you're not going to react. And then when you do, your cutoff game is strong. So that could be why you'll pull your energy back, shut down, and break out quick. And they probably wasn't expecting that. Which in some situations could bring a person more towards you and not really allow the situation to resolve. But now this person definitely wants to resolve things. The Hierophant is take my hand. They're going into the higher them. They want to, again, fix their toxicity. They want to sit down and communicate things that has went wrong between you guys. They want to come and say that they're unclear in that Four of Swords. That's the reason why they're taking a step back, because that things are unclear to them, because their mind, again, can be a little they could be a little obsessed with their fantasies. They're trying to change that, but they still have a desire to want to fix things with you. That Hanged Woman, while you guys are in this separation or holding pattern, you guys are being protected. And again, I've explained this childhood love in the bonus. Again, 3 different ways I see that. This could have been the way that they are could have been a direct result of the way that they were handled in their childhood. It could be that when you guys get around each other as a childhood like love, where you guys can just be silly and enjoy one another. Or it could be, what was my other one? It was the third one. It could be childhood trauma, things that they experienced in their childhood that makes them this way. And the way that they are with this taking care of myself and doing my own thing, they never looked at that as hurting anybody. They looked at that as, well, this is the way that I am. That's how they looked at it. So keep that in mind, okay? We're going to go in with just 5 clarifiers of the entire reading. Renew an adventure, a return of passions at play. Community is healing, laughter, travel, and new things will respark your love life. Travel did come up in the bonus. We do have fragile heart. That's this person in their childhood. You can be vulnerable and trust this connection. Your fragile heart is safe. All right. We also can, this is a divine feminine and divine masculine connection. It does have strong telepathy. And this is a empathic and telepathic soul bond. So this is the reason why this is happening. And finally, betrayal. And that has a lot to do with their behavior. That has a lot to do with their behavior. It wasn't, and naturally, it was off-putting for you, Scorpio, because you're like, you can't possibly love me and you're acting like this. Like, what is this? And, you know, again, it wasn't necessarily anything that I feel like it was more a lot of things, again, in their head. I've explained all of that. That's what I feel the most. I feel like it was in their head. We're going in with 3 of these. Angel answers. Show me, Spirit. We have a year from now. You determine what that means, but there's going to be a lot of growth and healing if you guys decide to stay with this person in a year's time. Okay, for some of you guys, that is a no. I'm not going to differentiate between a hard no and a soft no. But understand there are going to be big happy changes. And the top of the deck for you guys is no need to worry. Okay. So like, share, and subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe. This person definitely wants to fix the broken parts of themselves, but they want to continue to cultivate a loving relationship with you. Come out of these toxic ways. Really explain to you why they're like that, and this is what they're going to be doing. Explain to you why they operate in a Seven of Swords comfortably. Explain why, they would rather make you insecure about what they're doing rather than telling you everything. I'm telling you, a lot of it has a lot to do with something there in their childhood. Either way, though, you guys are being protected. This holding pattern, this whole thing that you're going through. Again, just to bring you back into the speed. You're kind of condoning this with the Emperor and the New Life, Scorpio, because that's how you feel, because you really do want to bring things into balance with you guys. Some of you guys have a family already. Others of you want to incorporate your family ties, okay? That is what you feel. These two cards, okay? Like, share, subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe. Make sure you go and vote, Scorpio. I will see you tomorrow with the voting results. Then you will start to see your September's energy uploaded at that time. Bye, Scorpio, and I will see you in your you versus them.